Pleased to be joined by Justin Bourne of The Athletic and contributor to Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Justin, give us your initial impressions of the Marner deal.
Well, I think my initial impressions are like most people, is that you don't love the dollar amount. It doesn't feel like a deal that the Toronto Maple Leafs necessarily won if you're talking about, this deal is sort of a standalone situation. But I do think you have to pull back a little bit and look at the big picture vision that the Leafs and Kyle Dubas have been trying to execute. And everything has kind of been tailored to having that core intact. And obviously, Mitch Marner is such a crucial part of that core. I really just feel like they believe the energy he provides, what he is to the team, not just on the ice, but in that dressing room and where this team is going to be going in the future, is just so important to them. To have him, to get it done, to start the season with him as a part of the team, that, I just think that them having the deal done is a good thing. So, the deal alone, maybe you don't love it, but I love that it's the final piece sort of to executing their vision.
Yeah, this question is going to be asked a lot. Can the Leafs win a Stanley Cup with 3 players making over $10 million a season?
Well, I'm not even sure that they have are certain if they can or not. There's no real clear answer there. But what I do think is that they have a guy as a GM who you believe is looking at analytics and trying to do things in a way that, finds that extra 2% and finds those inefficiencies. And I believe he's a smart guy with a plan. So if anyone is able to find those sort of guys who can contribute at the edges, I think it's him. And you look at, they're scouring overseas and getting guys like Ilya Mikheyev and, hopefully some of those guys like Sandin and Liljegren and even Trevor Moore, some guys on the cheap can be real contributors for the team, because they're going to need those guys with a core making that kind of money.
Yeah, and in situations like this, everyone wants to know who won the deal. So is it Marner's side or the Toronto Maple Leafs that came out ahead in this particular instance?
Well, Marner wins. I mean, if you that's pretty much it. If you look at this deal alone, Marner wins. It's now the 7th. I believe he's the 7th highest paid player in the NHL. As an RFA, he drew the comparables to Austin Matthews for himself, which seemed ludicrous, but almost ended up working for him. So yes, I think he did win the deal. However, I think that there was enough other reasons for the Maple Leafs, that made this so important to them to get it right and get it done now, that they don't care if it's perceived that they won or lost the deal. They got the player they wanted. So I think at the end of the day, everyone's happy.
And there's going to be a trickle-down effect around the league. So if you're the Flames, Jets, and Canucks, where does this contract leave you with your respective RFAs? Well,
I think if you're a Leafs fan and you don't like the deal, you can take solace in the fact that all the other RFA forwards are yet unsigned. So this suddenly becomes a comparable for them. So it's not like everyone went out and signed their core guys for $6, $7, $8 million, and the Leafs got Marner at nearly 11. It's, Marner kind of went first among the big name forwards, if you don't count the Aho situation or even Timo Meier. But really, all those guys have to go now with the Marner as a comparable. If you're the Winnipeg Jets, you hate the contract. They have 2 guys they still have to sign. So, as I said, in the context of, at least if you don't like the deal, they went first. It's not such a bad thing for the Leafs, but the rest of the teams, they can't be loving it.
Awesome stuff, Justin. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for having me.